I'm back. Take note, this all happened in China. 410 million people were affected. This is for educational purposes only. All right. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. Still here. Yeah. 410 million permanently live in the affected sandstorm areas. So I told you China's about to pay, and just in ways they never dreamed of. Okay, so that's the intro. Let's back out of that and do our solar report and our gem tonight. Fair warning, tonight's show is for mature audiences only, no children, no adults allowed either. I mean, this is not even allowed for adults. You have to be divine to be watching this show, okay? Let's just put it that way. This is not for the weak, okay? So I'm putting a disclaimer on this video or this show. Do not watch this if you are not ready to see something that will shock you, damage you, give you PTSD. If you don't want your melon twisted and you like your life the way it is, don't watch this show. Thank you. Now, with that said, let's move forward, shall we? Here we are. This is April 13th, 2023. You can see our loop is kind of normal. See these CMEs right here? These are normal looking little CMEs. This is what they used to look like, all right? Not with objects in them. This one had a little object, but these other secondary ones, see these kind of flare-ish type ones? That's what a CME is supposed to kind of look like. These other ones are induced by objects. You can kind of tell the difference right here. This is a small example. It's a weak example, but it is an example of regular flaring as opposed to an object. The first one's induced by the object. The secondary and third ones aren't, or don't appear to be. Now, let's go through this frame by frame like we do. Sorry, it's been a very, very rough day, and I first off want to thank everybody for their prayers and their belief, okay? That is the only reason I am still alive right now is you guys' prayers. So, thank you very much. And I know you guys give me strength to continue fighting. You really do. You and the Lord. It's your prayers in conjunction with Jesus that help me continue to fight this battle. Okay. Anyways, enough said. Let's move forward here. Get the solar report done and out of the way so we can move on to the spiritual realm. Okay. And that's when most of you should tune out. Okay. Anyways, let's get to the solar report. We're starting off on our first frame at 024 here with a what? A full halo. Now this, I need to find out what direction this one's going because this is not giving us enough information. It's only one frame. But in this frame, you can see this object up here and something squirting out the side. Let's go zoom in on the object more. I want you guys to see everything nice and clear. I don't want any questions anymore, all right? I mean, I love your questions, but I don't want any doubts anymore, okay? Here's our object. You can see the dent it's put in the readings, okay? It's on the fringe of this CME, this full halo CME, whichever direction it's going, away or towards us. Lately, it seems all these objects are heading towards Earth because they know what's going on here, and they're gathering here. So when I see something like this, my first thought is Earthbound, but let's pray it's not. It doesn't seem to be a big CME. It's just reading a full halo for a brief frame, but it does silhouette our object. Over here, this is kind of normal flaring. This is, very ribbonish and tight and sharp, jutted points and stuff like a flame. That's what a normal CME should look like. It's more like a flame, not have a black stellar core wrapped in plasma inducing the CME. Okay, so let me zoom back out of this because that is just our opening frame for today. All right, 125, thank you. Now, pull it down. All this adjustment. Sorry, you guys are so patient, but it's worth it. So you can see our object continue to move out of frame. Boom, boom. It's got the teardrop effect on the tail end of it here. Here you can see the round shape on the front, the teardrop plasma shape effect on the back. It's our object. It's a small object there moving out. Clear as a bell. Okay. All right. These other are these flame type CMEs, right? That's good. It looks like they're almost a disc-shaped object may have induced that now that I look closer, but that's what a normal CME should look like, is these really sharp, flamish type. I mean, they do bubble out and do, round, curved, explosion type bubble shaped, events, but most flaring should look kind of flamish, if you know what I mean. So we're just moving through all these frames real quick to get this one out of the way. Not much activity. Ooh, is that? My goodness. All right. Just for fun. Just for fun. See if it's going to pick it up on the camera. Let's go in one more. Scoot it. Whoa, not too much, dude. To right about there. Can you make out the black saucer right here? With the dome and everything on it? Let's see if we can. I might use the buttons. It might make the frame jump a little bit, but it'll go back a frame. Yeah, you can see that sucker coming right out. And it's dragging a little bit of plasma with it. They interact with the sun too. That's boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that one was induced by a UFO, okay, or a disc-shaped object. Let me tell you, there's races from across the universe that are coming here, all gathering here for an event, okay? We'll just say an event, let's say. I can't tell you much more than that because guys would never come back to my channel. Anyway, so there's your UFO. Move through the frame. No big deal. We see them all the time. Don't we, folks? You're the elite audience. You really are. It's not a joke anymore. That's why I keep referring to you guys as that, because the term elite has been stolen by a bunch of criminals, and I do not like them referring to themselves as elite. They are fucking scum is what they are. And they're going to pay. And they have a little message coming tonight. So hopefully somebody at a 3-letter agency is listening closely. Mr. Agent, if you're paying attention, if you're asleep at the wheel tonight, man, I feel sorry for you. But we'll get to that later. We got to finish the solar report up. So there was that. Now we are off to our next site, with our new no more eclipsing of the satellite effect or whatever going on. Strangely enough, though, my paranormal activity is still corresponding at the same time these valleys would be here. So thank God it wasn't my paranormal activity corresponding with the sun. So that's a relief. So thankfully, most of these readings were hopefully the planet eclipsing the satellite like they reported, and we will see no more of this activity, right? Because if we see another one, I'm telling you, if we see another one of these anytime in the next couple of days, that's going to blow that theory right out of the water, okay? I know there's activity that happens to me at that time frame, and we don't need to go deeper because there's not much activity to report. The actual good thing to report on this, actually, I should zoom in a little bit because I want you guys to see something else that most people don't notice. And it means oh, come on now, scroll back up. It means a lot to me, is the fact that this is now above the seafloor. This green line right here, the seafloor, we are above the seafloor. The sun is alive and kicking and kind of breathing. It's just taken a huge pummeling, right? The fight's over, the damage has been done, and it's just breathing right now, a sigh of relief, and trying to just limp along and recover. All right, which is good. It's still pumping good enough above the seafloor. I'll take that. That's good. And you saw the solar activity today. That's also good too. What it sucks, unfortunately, is our object. Now, no, there wasn't anything. I did check out the oh my God, pain is so nuts. I can't even remember what it's called. The tracker, and there was nothing on the tracker. I don't know if they've uploaded anything, but I'm not wasting time with it tonight, all right? Because we have this going on now on the Schumann. So let's zoom in on this. Oh, wait, we can't. We gotta do this again. Alright, hang on. Let's do our dance, folks. You know the shuffle. I pull that closer, and I push you guys in. I push you to the darkness just to pull you to the light. Okay, here we are, 4/14/2023. Our latest huge screeching of the brakes. This is the core and the shell grinding super hard, so hard that the white spikes are going off the chart, okay? I do not like to see these events. These are not good. This is probably a new absorption event. It looks like right before it here, and then bam, it immediately absorbed and immediately applied. Okay, it's so close. The shell and core seem to be so close to being at the grinding stage that any little bit sets it off, right? You see these little ones. This is just any little mouse fart will make it screech, all right? And here's a small absorption band right here, this little weak band, and then look what happens from it. Okay, and this isn't done reporting. It could get more and more intense. I don't know. This wave that's coming in, all these waves are so hard to track, and all these objects are basically invisible and only when only viewable as they interact with the sun. So their trajectories are very hard to calculate. I have no no resources to do this with. I'm sorry, just the phone and the camera and the computer. So I'm doing my best. Anyways, we are in the middle of this screeching event, all right? And I will be watching this closely tonight to see how we come out the back end. And maybe right before dawn, I'll try, if this event's over and we're still pumping along, I'll let you know whether if we got a green line or not, a green light, basically, or not. Okay, because this is a warning right here when this intensive blast. And let me just do something. That's your normal color. I'm going to tint it out dark so you can see that blast is going strong. All right, and it goes off the charts. There's other more advanced human resonance modulator recorders that go further and deeper, and I bet you these streaks go off the page of the next column, because these oh wait, let me pull back here. Let's get it just right so it's on the screen. Over on the side is the frequencies, okay? And these frequencies are low here. This is 0, all right? And then we get up to 40 hertz, all right? Well, this, if you doubled this chart, stacked another one underneath it, these lines would continue to streak down into that lower chart, right? You understand what I'm saying? Then if you took a third chart and stacked it underneath this one, I bet you some of these streaks would reach into that chart as well. So almost like the third story of the building, these streaks would go 3 stories deep, kind of. Some of them aren't that strong. These first ones aren't, but these middle ones that are nice and white and strong, I could see them going possibly. I know they go into the second story. Uh, they could possibly go even further. Okay, because this is the core and the shell locking up, and it's going to get high frequency as well. The further down on the chart we go, the higher the frequency. Up here is the really low frequency. So this is a low frequency, intense low frequency, all the way. It's intense all the way through all the bands to 24 at least, okay? And then it's still below 24. Most of them streak below that. So this is an indication our core and our shell are not behaving right now. We're going to have a drop in the magnetic field. Is very weak right now. We are in progress of a core and shell possible lock. Okay, and I'm really curious as to see what happens when we come out the backside of this one. Last few times it was very weak, but we were still pumping in reverse. So that will still continue, the pumping in reverse. But when we come out of the backside, the magnetic field our shields are going to be very weak. And let's just pray that we're not absorbing a CME at the same time. So, anyways, that is that. Now we need to come over to the earthquakes. Oh, no. First, we got to do the polar vortex here. Now, let me pull back so you guys get a good view of it. I want you to see our circular vortex. Let me align everything just right. Here's the top of the planet right in the center. Okay, right here is the center. This polar vortex drops way down and circles around and then doesn't finish off. It's still this big gap over the United States of America, all right? Then as we pull the planet up and rotate down so we can see that it's coming off the vortex has a dip in the vortex that is driving it south and aiming it at the United States of America. If you come over here and look, this red patch is the intensity of the winds as they come around and they redirect. They do this little 180 kind of. They redirect and focus at this red area, Okay, see the red area? I'm going to go right there. All right. Why is my camera not blinding? Are we blinding it or no? Anyways, I guess it's coming in all right. It'll have to do. I got to keep moving on. Anyways, you see this big S-type effect of our polar vortex. Okay, so our polar vortex is now reaching down just to right above Hawaii and then funneling moist air at the United States. All right, that's your polar vortex for you. The other end of it just kind of just weakens and kind of around America, but then refocuses back together again and then turns into the polar vortex. See? So, when we look at it this way, now, do you see what the polar vortex is doing? It's coming off America, going around the rest of the world, and then as it approaches America again, it drops down into the Pacific and takes some moisture off of Hawaii and hits America with it. This is like the oddest setup I've ever seen. Okay, but this is springtime. This is a transition period for the polar vortex, and that's why I kind of monitor this, because it's very important, and it determines our weather a lot. It looks like we're getting a little break here. It's not so intense. If this red patch here, where everything collides together, we're over America, that would be a little more concerning. But you see, we're in the middle. Wait, let the winds catch up. We're kind of in the middle. There's a breath. There's like a protective bubble right there. Do you see it? Do you see this protective bubble, this hedge of protection right now around America? We still have violent storms that are coming in, okay? And this is the reason why. We're going to drop lower now to see the real effects from that upper polar vortex having effects on our upper jet, okay? It's still coming down out of Alaska. It's not picking up as much moisture. It's coming more straight at the coast. So that cold air plus the moisture that we had seen coming from Hawaii are going to still blend together over America. This trough right here is concerning. It might turn into a negatively tilted trough. It's already negatively tilted a little bit. So if it remains this negative tilted trough as it goes across the country, it's going to wreak havoc. I watched a few updated reports, and thankfully the tornado mixture has dropped a little bit. Just underneath the threshold, it sounds like they're still going to see large hail and damaging winds, but not such a severe tornado outbreak as we saw on March 24th. Okay, March 24th was for a reason. That was God speaking loud and clear. Anyways, here at this juncture, I'm going to skip over to the chemicals. All right. I need to just plow through this because I got more to do and I have no time. I have somebody waiting outside my door right now, and for some of you who've been paying attention and seen some of my posts, you'll know what I mean. And this is not a game anymore. I don't have time to play games anymore. All right, here is the United States, still pretty dark burgundy, this half of the country. All right, you can see there's a main patch that's kind of almost concentrated more in this region now. Okay, you can see the pressure fanning out, but then there's a central part here where there's more pressure shoving more gas out. So watch out in this area. New York and DC, he's coming, dude. He's coming for New York and DC. You just wait. It's going to be a different way, something we're not ready for, but I can feel it coming. I can see it coming. It's always in the bullseye. It's coming. It's coming. Here's our pressure over the Bay Area. We had this incoming 6 energy from our quake at the Wanda Fuca today. earlier, my midday report, my emergency midday report, this plume had weakened in color, okay, in intensity. But as I checked tonight, it's kind of back to burgundy purplish again. So we have pressure building up here in San Francisco. And I need to get over to the quake map just to see if any of this pressure's been relieved since that 6 point something today. All right. Downgrade to a 6.0. That's fine. Whatever. Probably a 6.66 today after what happened last night. But we're going to peek around here. Some stuff going on up here in these mountain ranges right on Oregon, Washington. Possible emissions from volcanoes. A lot of volcanoes going off today, too. Popo went off. Apparently, Shivalush up in the Kamchatka Peninsula has gone off, what, 4 times now? A total of 4 times, including that big eruption. So, I'll try to remember to report on that. I got so much going on right now, I cannot keep up. So, right here is a pressure area. Our quake happened off the coast of BC here today. 6.0 on the Juan de Fuca, okay? We'll get to that later. But you can see there's still pressure coming out of this BC, fulcrum point kind of right here. You see how this bay comes in? There's a weakness here in the crust, all right? And this point comes in, and we see a focal point of gas emissions. See this little point in the bay? It's a weak spot, and that's where our gas is emitting from, okay? So they are seeing pressure. The bay is seeing pressure, okay? The whole West Coast is still not out of the woods, okay? This is a mess. I don't even know how to report on this anymore. All right, the picture should say 1,000 words. I remember what 6 years or 7 years ago, it was like BP Earth Watch or something caught a couple little puffs of this coming out of what was it, California somewhere, and it was the biggest deal in the world. Right? Everybody was like, "No way! Watch out for quakes there." Remember that? Do you guys remember the concern back then? Where is the concern right now when this, it looks like a freaking bullseye. I gotta get away from this. I gotta keep moving on. You guys. See this mess right here? This is why China's paying. They are going to pay dearly. Okay? And they're in the process. The sandstorm that went across the Gobi Desert just pummeled them. See, they're dumb. They put all their cities downwind from this desert. What'd you expect? You know, and let's turn on the winds real quick. I'd love to see what happened here. Oh, look at that. Do you see how this flow has taken the stuff off the Gobi Desert and jammed it with this flow and has funneled it? Oh, they're going to pay dearly. I am laughing because I know I've seen what happens to them, and they should not be messing around right now. Yeah, for any of you Chinese that are trying to eavesdrop on me too, fair warning, right now is not the time to play games with me. Okay, and I will explain a little bit here later. If you understand English, look at this mess up here. Wow, what the... Oh, man. Do you guys see what I'm seeing, dude? These are all individual sites just spewing. And it looks like spaghetti stringing out, you know. That's like a spaghettification type effect. But this is all individual sites where wind is blowing it downstream. Here, let's add the winds in real quick. And they'll correlate. Oh, it's actually going to take all this gas. Oh, no. Wait a second. This is not really. Oh, no. Look at this setup, you guys. It's going to take all this SO2 gas that's emitting from this region and funnel it into this flow, jam it right across the Gobi Desert. So they're going to have sand mixed with sulfur storms heading right at them. Wonder why. I wonder why. Yeah, keep playing games, China. You're about to see not Mother Nature. You're about to see the Father. and he ain't too happy with China. Then again, we have over here in Europe. Oh, let's take the winds off here again. Oh boy. Now, give me this mess. There we go. Look at this mess. See what happens when you let a bunch of Ahmeds run into your country, flood your borders, and start farting all over the place. My goodness, all their farts together cause these huge plumes of sulfur dioxide. It stinks so bad over there. Look at these other nations here. The Middle East suffering. And the poor Holy Land is just stuck right in this one little bastion of freedom and common sense, and the whole region is just surrounded by feces. A bunch of sulfuric. Here's South America. Our individual sites that I always zoom in on. You see the concentration of these sites, okay? This is all individual sites all the way up. We come down to our fulcrum point where we have our dark dot. Whoops, keep it in the frame, stupid. There we go. Fulcrum point, earthquakes happening in this region, just off of it, right here around it, off the plate here, the tectonic boundary, forcing gas from underneath to emit really hard from that spot. That is pressure, a pressure point. Let's just call it what it is, a pressure point. There we go. All right, no. Scrolling back out. Left brain and right brain wrestling each other is just so difficult, especially without my meds right now. Had to fire a psychiatrist for being retarded and trying to put me on elephant tranquilizers. Yeah, thanks, dude. Just what you need to give the dude who's trying to rescue you. Elephant tranquilizers, really? That's the dumbest fucking doctor I ever met. South Africa, he was from... this is Oahu, but I gotta show you where he was from. This is just too ironic. This is just too effing ironic. Exactly where he was from. Bingo! I kid you not. I had to fire him. But back to Oahu. I get so sidetracked. See, like I said, I got these two different hemispheres fighting for dominance here. Now back to Oahu. Still emitting. Watch your geologic features there. Okay, it's getting a little darker. There's still little puffs coming out from the rest of the islands here. That's good. It's helping relieve the pressure via underground, ducts that connect these islands together. There are lava tubes underneath there that'll connect, especially with gas. The gas is really fine. It can always permeate through little cracks and fissures and find ways out, okay? So we are seeing a couple of little relief valves for Oahu. So thank you, God. Thank you for a couple of little relief valves, even though Oahu is still a little dark, okay? I'll take that. As long as they're not having major earthquakes right now, that is okay. No, I don't want to look at this country and keep them out of frame. I want to get right to Java. All right, you see, Java is always purple. Okay, so a lot of pressure, a lot of gas emitting from this area as usual. And Aussies are always pretty in good shape down here. And that's it. Let's move on. Forecast. No earthquakes. Oh, my God. Which one, Lord? Which one? Do I have this right here? All right, let's buzzsaw this one. All right, what I want to do is get to business here. We are at our 6.0, 6 point whatever today. It's on the Wanda Fuca fracture. It's in between... Too zoomed in from that dang last instrument, and I should pay attention to you and the chat and the stream, and oh my God, all right. 6.0 energy. I wanted to look at the depth one more time. It was shallow, but what was it again? Please, Lord, pull it up. There we go. 7.3 in depth right there. So that's a very shallow quake, okay? It's not your typical 10 at a certain depth where we see most of these. It's a little shallower. Not much, but a little. So we got our shallow 6.0 plus energy that has transferred over, via the conduit. Get this out of my screen. Lord help me. I have to feel it affecting my equipment. It's made it over here. This energy has made it transferred over. We saw releases here. We saw a deep quake here too. That this could be energy from that deep quake that has now just walloped over here, created this earthquake swarm. We see a lot of quakes in this area because of this fulcrum point, but now we see kind of swarming effect. Okay, energy has now made it over this hump, and bingo, delivered a 6.0. I was talking the other night about the 5 plus something energy plus the latest 4. We'd have to add those together to make around, a high 5 to a 6-point energy, going down the conduit. So it's made it over, and it's dumped off its quake here on the Wanda Fuca, the 6.0 energy. No, it's good and bad. It has released some energy, but it may have shuffled stuff. So we're going to see consequences, hopefully not too bad, as pressure keeps traveling down the system. All right. The next couple of places I would, like to see it or expect to see would be on, these fulcrum points, especially right here where they come together. We see a lot of quake activity right off this point right here where the Wanda Fuca, the Pacific Plate, rejoin right here at this a really high impacted pressure point. So I would expect to see this high pressure, this 6.0 pressure coming in, being driven down like this and then driven in and possibly popping off a quake here, loosening this area. Now, if it's not here, our next weakest spot is this quake swarm here at the geysers. Now, I believe maybe this energy that is not being released here is possibly being pushed under and being released right here, which is not good. We do not want to see the energy released here on land just north of the bay. We'd much rather see it right here, right just off the coast, so it's not a huge tsunami. But energy being released right here where there's no towns and no population affected. So this quiet little zone concerns me. I want to see at least a 3 or a 4 dished along this way to diminish the energy coming in. All right, that would be nice if we could see that, Lord. But he has his plans. So I'm just trying to warn you, we have this 6.0 energy coming in. It doesn't look like to me it's been released yet. So now let's go concentrate on our quake swarm here. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to go too fast. All right, here's our latest activity. This is today's all magnitude quakes for today in this region, okay? And it's good, healthy 20, 25 maybe, okay? So now what I want to do is I want to just add the 7 days, the last week's worth, all magnitudes, right here, 7 days, all magnitudes. Now watch the change. Did you notice the change? Now let's take this out. You can see our brown dots are today, or tan dots are today, and the yellow dots are other than today in the past 7 days. So quite the quake swarm we have going on here. And the reason is some of this energy isn't being released at these fulcrum points, all right? And it's being released right here. Now I need to back out of this because when we see the release of energy so concentrated right here and not here where this quake is, See, this is where I want to see stuff, where this quake is right here. And that was only a 2.9, and that was way before the 6.0. So this is not residual from that quake. But this is the location I'm talking about, all right? I'd much rather see, the 6.0 to something energy dispersed right here than further down the system, okay? But it appears with the lack of activity, let me now go back to the 1 day. I want you to see the difference. 1 day all magnitude right there. Okay, now you see the difference. So since our 6.0, this has not done anything, and it looks like it's locked up. Okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you guys slowly but surely, or softly, is that this appears to be locked up, and it is driving the energy down to the geysers just north of the Bay Area. Red alert. Okay, red alert for the Bay Area. Just be on your toes. Expect a quake. It might not be a big one, hopefully, but we are in the window of opportunity for a 6.0 in the Bay Area or higher. Okay? A lot of structures are on the wharf and on this soft dirt right in here, right? And they sink. Last quake was, I forget what it was that caused these buildings to shift and fall in the Tenderloin district. And so all this stuff right here on the edge of the bay is all weak ground. It's all windy, right? So everything that's, within 200 to 300 yards away from the water is really loose material, right? Okay, that whole area. And you see how much coastline there is. All that coastline is all that vulnerable material. Boom, boom, boom. And there's densely populated on this coastline. See? They built their house of straw. They built this huge complex on really, really delicate ground, okay, with the fault right next to it, going basically right next to the Golden Gate Bridge, just offshore, okay? You can see the Golden Gate Bridge here. Let's just go in and really go in on it. Can you see it? So, you see the depth out here? You see how it shallows out right here? If we were to have a tsunami or anything like that, it would roll in right here, hit these shallows, reach up and over the bridge, and come crashing down on these little islands in here, on Alcatraz and out here. All right, so all this area, I'm praying for you. Everybody else pray too. And be careful your prayers, because some people want to see damage done to this area. And just be careful what you're praying for, okay? Anyways, we are moving on from that. All right, I have to move forward here. Why, Lord, why? Oh, we have just a little mouse fart in Texas. I don't care about reporting on that. Earthquake right here on a fulcrum point. I want to check deep ones over here for new energy, please. That's a 4.3 at a depth of 393. So that's new deep energy coming in. This other one, Lord, I said, please. The other one, here we go, is a 4.3 at a much deeper depth at 520. So we have another deep quake at 4.3 energy, tack on a sub-deep quake with 4.3 energy. So let's say 5.1, low 5 energy just got inputted into the system again. This region keeps pumping out deep earthquakes one after another, after another, after another, after another, and the rest of the system has to absorb these as each wave comes in. Another band of now 5.0 energy is going to hit the system, and if it doesn't get released along the way, it can make it around the corner, back up behind this, locked up here, and take a big poo-poo right there. You know what I'm saying? If it jams up here, doesn't release here, we have the geysers right there that is releasing, like they ate in Chinatown. Okay, right here, and it's just off the fault. Okay, here's your fault right here, and this is just inshore from it. All right, this is no joke. This is our release area. This area is on high alert. They're lucky it's all small stuff, but there might be a bigger release of energy in that area. It's about the only way I can put it. Okay, enough of that. Let's move on to the weather. The very unpredictable, very volatile forecast. So whatever we see on this is not set in stone. The objects that are present are still affecting our weather, and at any moment could take any storm and reduce it in power or make it intensify. So basically, this is a 50-50 guess at the weather. It could be or it couldn't be. It's basically all that it is. But we still need to look at what AI has predicted for what data it has. Okay, so you guys know how to kind of read this with your open mind. Okay. Hang on. Forgive me, sorry. Oh. Alright, I gotta take a break. We're just gonna play. You know the dates and times, the dates and times. This is a Pacific time, so make your adjustments. I'm gonna hit play. I gotta step away for a minute. I knew it. I fucking knew it. You're kidding. Oh. You were just here watching through the window. Where did you go? I'm only having a smoke. You can come back. Peek through the window. Like a voyeur. Oh, ow. Alright, hang in there, guys. I'm coming. Oh. Wow. Okay, 3/4 of a cigarette and 5 drags now, something like that. I don't know. I don't even count anymore. Look at this mess. This big low coming through. This is not good. All right, that is what we need to report on. Are these low systems that are coming through, and some could be negatively tilted. Some, hopefully, well, it doesn't matter if they are or not. They are what they are. Okay. And we're in for more rounds of storms, okay? And let's just kind of go through this frame by frame, I guess. Lord, thank you. I get to do this. I should be thankful I get to do this. Okay. Here we are, current time, and we have this low already right here. Now on back up frame, this low is at 992 millibars right here. On the backside, there's some wind, but it's already starting to form a little icing event. It's getting its comma shape together already. As we go, you see it's driving cold air up, or moist air up into the cold zone, causing it to ice and snow again up in Canada. You poor folks in Canada up there have probably had enough of this shit, I'm sure. The other concern that is going on right now is this subtropical little storm that, remember I was telling you a couple of days ago how it was going to throw stuff at Florida, and that this model had tamed down, and that Florida didn't look like it was too bad. And what happened to Florida today, or yesterday, on the 12th? Remember I've been talking about or on the 13th, sorry now. Well, now it's technically the 14th. So let's just say yesterday was the 12th, okay? On the 12th, they got pummeled with rain, buried the airport, had to close down all kinds of stuff. I'm sure you guys are aware of the reports. I would have shown it in mine, but everybody has covered it by now. I am on a different path right now. I have to continue. There's a message coming tonight, and most of you don't want to be around for it. So anyways, let's just focus on this. Florida, watch out. They got hit, all right? So when you see storms that weaken on this thing, doesn't mean that you're out of the woods. Okay? Take Florida as an example, please. Even though it didn't have the tornadoes and all the nasty storm or whatever, it got, 20 inches? 25? And I heard reports of 30 inches of rain? Are you shitting me? Remember I was talking about the list. Intense storms doing record things, all right? We have put that list away, and or not put it away, but it has been sitting off in the sidelines. But this is from the list, okay? These storms are from that list. Please have this data. Okay. This continues to go up the eastern seaboard. Do you see this little outbreak right here on possibly the April 14th at 11 a.m. Pacific? That'd be 2 out here. And what is it, South Carolina, North Carolina, no, Tennessee? No, South Carolina, sorry, my eyes are so bad right now from being punched in the face all day long. Anyway, we have this going. All right, we have this low that is now 995. This swirls around, and it's going to continue to drive moisture up the East Coast as this storm follows right behind it, okay? Keep messing around, New York. Keep messing around, Washington, D.C. This thing is right at your door, okay? Oh, these idiots, I just never get it. I gotta back up because I missed this at Louisiana. Then next frame, we have it more structure going on here. These pop-up storms in Missouri. There's you guys need to go over to Max Velocity, the Weather Channel kid that I told you about, him, Ryan Hall, Andy Hill, any one of those guys, and watch their latest reports on this storm coming through, because it's going to. So lately, the latest report is the tornadic ingredients have reduced, but that the threat for big hail and high wind is going to be the main concern. And with this low, that's above 1,000 millibars, but just before it, there's 1,003. So it's not too low of a low, but that could change. Okay, and let's just pray it stays like this, I guess. I don't know. No, let's just pray it doesn't intensify worse than this. That's how I should say it, okay? It's still at 10:02. This is what concerns me, this scattering effect, the pop-ups that happen here. You see how here's a pop-up right here that's its own threat, okay? This is April 15th at 1 p.m. in this vicinity. This is the time of day during convection, okay? The mid part of the day is the highest point of convection through the afternoon. That would be from this frame to this frame. Whoopsie, what happened here? From this frame right here, sorry, that's 11 a.m., that's 1 p.m. here, that's 7 p.m. right there. So that's at the end of convection. Let me get this correctly here. My times are jumping around in my head here. So hard to keep track of all this shit. Alright, let me go. Oh, we got to get through this. I got to get to the rest of this report. I'm struggling, folks. Hang in there. All right. So, what was I trying to point out here? Oh, the timing of this. So this gets into 11 p.m. Pacific, which would be 1-ish, midnight to 1 in this area. So potential nocturnal thunderstorms with this low moving through. Ice and snow continuing for poor Canada. I guess Trudeau really did a number and now has cursed them as well. These politicians actually curse the land. That's why we need to stand up as people and get rid of the criminals that are in position of high power. Because if we don't, God's going to do it. Never mind. God's just going to do it. Anyways, we got 999. Turn that upside down. Millibars here, and you can see these bands are tightening up. So big wind on the back side of this, coming around the back side, okay? This still can produce tornadoes, all right? This is not out of the woods yet. These guys, these tornado chasers are going to be on their toes this day to make sure that whatever does happen, they're close by at least to report it. Boy, you guys need to go over to Ryan Hall and see what the donation video they did to Rolling Fork. So much money that they viewers sent in. Oh my God, I'm struggling. The viewers had sent in. They acquired that they drummed up the donations. There we go. The donations that went to that channel, he took and he went and bought all kinds of supplies. Heartbreaking stories, tear-jerking, where he's helping the community. The lady whose house you saw on every news channel, the main damage video that everybody watched and threw up, or didn't even throw up, but, oogled over, that I even posed in my videos. They interviewed that very lady. Nobody ever cared about her, but he did. He went and found that actual lady. He interviewed her. She told her testimony, and he cut her a check for, I think, $10,000, something like that, $10,000 or $15,000, and this lady's face of relief and joy. I mean, she still lost everything, but at least it's some help. So go over to Ryan Hall, give him some support. Go watch that video. It'll inspire you. Okay? And if you guys don't like inspiration, don't go watch it. West Coast still got something moving in, but this monster is grinding away at this region again. All right? Let's just watch the grind. Here we have this intense ice on the back, snow, intense wind, rain. Right in the core is this yellow band. Just what? It's hard to tell the lake. It looks like it's right there kind of over Lake Michigan, but this Michigan area, all right, this whole bullseye area right here. Move that arrow. That's why I got to use this magic wand, because that arrow thing. This area. Under the gun, April 16th, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. So at the end of convection on the 16th, this is what this storm could possibly be doing, if not worse, at this juncture. Let's pray for less, folks. The only people that are affecting this stuff right now is me and you. This elite audience are about it. There's some other believers out there that know how to pray properly that are tagging along, that don't know about our channel, that are just waiting in the wings, but it's mainly you guys. And I know all of you. I see all your names, and I know who's praying, and I know what they're praying. Okay? So if you're here, you better be hip to what's going on, all right? This isn't a game anymore. I've had enough of playing games. So, boom. Now look at that. Oh, jeez. That is 11 p.m. 11 p.m. Pacific, April 16th. This will be 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, so in this area, okay? So this is going to be a nighttime event, possibly. Really tight millibars through there, high winds, almost like a backside derecho. Okay. For you snowboarders, have you backside rodeo? Now, this region right here, nice and quiet, but there's something brewing because the next frame, this low pops up at 994. That's 989. 998, 999, and look what it does. It heads right up towards this region again with ice and snow in Canada on the 19th. That's 5 p.m. That'll be 7 p.m. this time frame at the end of convection. Here's convection time right there. So this might drape down even more. We might see some thunderstorms still trailing down the tail of this, okay, at that time, on that date. Then this frame, 7 p.m., April 19th, this icing and snow event up in Canada. Again, more rain. You can see the colors. Then now we're into April 20th. This is 5 a.m. Pacific, 7 a.m. this time on April 20th. So 420 for all you 420ers out there. This area is going to have an enhanced risk for your intense thunderstorms, possible tornadoes. As you see, this little low right here is doing its own thing. There's something there. See it? It was this low at 999. Then it kind of just scatters, but still does its thing. And then the trailing tail of it hooks with this low down below and spits more energy at that region. Here we are again at 11 p.m. April 20th. So this would be the nighttime now, 1 and 12 to 1 in the morning in this region with pop-up thunderstorms again. Snow back here in Wyoming. Thunderstorms here in northeastern Colorado. So here comes another one of these. Clipper, I don't know what to call them anymore. I'm going to come up with a term. How about monster? There we go. So here comes another monster. All right. Monster coming through. All right. You see pop-up thunderstorms heading in that region again. It drops to a 998 millibars. Here's icing and snow on the backside. Not in Canada now. This is way down above Iowa, southern Minnesota, reaching back into Nebraska a little bit there at, say, 1, that's 11 a.m., so that'd be 1 p.m., April 21st in that region. 7 p.m., April 21st, that's at the end of convection right there, so by the time all the convection is boiled up throughout the course of the day, this storm is going to be in this configuration. Understand? This will probably change. This is dangerous on the 21st. Okay, do you see now on the next frame what I'm talking about? See how now we got this patch? I want to back up the frame because see how it's right here and it stretches and grows? This frame right here, this could be filled in up here a little bit more than what it is. And when we go to the next frame, This is still here, but it has reached up into this region. Okay, so just even though it's not on this map, I'm telling you, just be careful. Okay, heads up, monster in town. Don't mess around when there's a monster in town. Okay, and I'm gonna show you why later on. See that? Look at that. Oh my goodness. That is 7 a.m. for that region, April 22nd. So you're going to wake up to, this region is going to wake up, that's 1 in the morning, and that's 7 in the morning. So between this and this, when you're waking up in that region, is going to be this monster at your door, okay? Peeking in your window. You still peeking in out there? He's around. Anyways, this perfect comma shape. This is a very well-developed storm. Again, another monster. That's why we're going to call it what it is. Then, boom, you see, all right, it goes from 989 up down to 986. So this is a strong low moving up into Canada. You guys are still in Canada. It's winter time for you, baby, I guess. Then this long tail is still streaking back. Even though it's about to snap right here, it's going to leave residual energy back here. Look how tightly. That's 985. That's a land hurricane, basically, right there. Okay, whipping up through Toronto, up through Canada. Then the trailing remnants hanging out, causing thunderstorms. This thing's still up there. Another low. Where are these things just manifesting from? It disappears, but then another one forms back behind it, pushing this moisture along. And see how we just continue to have moisture in that region. All right, these 3 frames, this one right here, Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas here. This is April 24th. Watch out for the number 24. When the transition from 23 to 24 is numerologically I can't go there. So April 24th, 5 a.m. This 7 a.m. in this region, and then it turns into this. So April 24th, watch out in this region. This is another day for thunderstorms, possible tornadoes. They downgraded it, but I'm telling you, just be careful on the number 24. Okay. Hopefully people learn a lesson on March 24th. Here comes April 24th. Something dives down and shoves it out. See that? And forms this little thing off the coast. Dodged a bullet, looks like. And, oh, look at, you see how it circled back around? It comes up and circles back. Wow. Alright, that's enough of that. What was this last frame here? Something coming in right in there. That's way out there, so that'll change. Alright, enough of that, enough of this. Did we get through everything, Lord? Are we ready for the message? Yeah. Am I ready? Your birthday's the 25th? Oh, right on. See, Aries, April 25th or March 25th? Old Rider. Anyways, I was trying to put this on in the background. I need to step away for 5 seconds. I just want you to have something to look at. Please, Lord, let me just rewind this, please, and give them something so I can do this. Oh, I think you got other plans. Hang in there for it. Oh, 1111. Do you guys want to know what why you guys see an 1111 all the time? Or what 1111 stands for? Do you guys even know what it means? Would you like to know? Remind me after this little video, my break here, and I'll tell you. I'm just going to play it without music for a second. I got to... Ow, stay right there. Check on my new pet. careful opening your doors after 3 a.m. or around that time frame, folks. Or peeking out your windows. Hang on, I'll be right there. All right, that ought to work. Lights on or off? Lights off. That's okay. That's off. Okay. All right. Thank you for hanging in there, folks. All right, I should have let you know by the end of that. That was the end of the solar report. Now we're on to tonight's gem. All right, and let's just pull up this first. Okay, most of you folks need to, the people that are still here, this is only for the brave, okay? This is not for everybody. I want some of you people who aren't ready for this to leave, because this is a warning right now. What you're about to see is very shocking, very disturbing. It's not for kids. It's not for most adults, okay? So, fair warning. What you're about to see is deeply disturbing. It will change your perspective on the world, maybe. I don't know how open your mind is. Excuse me. Ow. I just feel I have to put this dire warning out before I do this part. Now, for those of you who were around and have been paying attention to my posts in the community, okay? I'm not going to do many videos on this because I don't like to give this guy attention, but it's important that you know this part. I wish this picture was coming in better. For some reason, I cannot pull up the pictures. I just posted them as soon as I got them, and thankfully I did, because it's captured. At least it's documented and captured. And then I'll probably be pulling these pictures down. Okay, so if you are interested in these pictures on my community page, go over and screen grab them now before I pull them down. Okay. How do I do this? Help me, Lord. So let's back up a little bit and refresh. Lord, please help me refresh this. And it's not coming in the best, but we're going to deal with what we got. If you want the clear images of this, they're on the community page right here, okay? Don't come over here and look at this stuff, okay? really don't, because I'm going to take it down. All right. Let's start at the beginning. Okay. This is our big object that interacted with the sun on Easter. Okay. This has other planetoids with it that have other races, other entities. Let's use the word entity, okay? That accompany it, okay? This moved by the planet. It moved by the sun on the 9th. That was Easter. That's a sign from God, okay? That's a sign from God. Trust me, I know. Especially when it's on Easter, okay? When you see anything happening to the sun on Easter, it's a sign, and boy, what a sign he sent, right? Then it's due 3 days later. You add 9 and 3, that makes 12. April 12th was the day we were expecting this to pass by, okay? On that night, wait, I gotta, yeah, it should be up by now, I think. Did it come up? Yeah, it did. All right, so let's go over to this real quick. I forgot about this. This is a shitty little video that was just spur of the moment. I captured this UFO, or multiple UFOs, whatever, across the way from my house. There's a house. This is the highest house, the light from the highest house on the hill. Up above, there's a hill right here, but just below the top is this series of UFOs going. This is all Indian land. You're not allowed up there. This is sacred land. This land is all filled with gold. And I saw this UFO activity happening, and just it was going off. I missed most of it. I grabbed my camera, ran back inside. Every time I turn away from this stuff, it disappears. Every time I grab my camera, it disappears. And I figured, well, I'll try, but whatever. So we caught this event right here. It's all at the beginning of the video because I stumbled out, hit play, and just started recording. All right. And, oh, wait, let's play the audio too here. All right. Because you have to understand spur of the moment things. When something happens spur of the moment, you say different stuff. You're not quite sure what you're saying. So I didn't even really get to hear what I was saying. So let's just hear it real quick. It's probably not much, but let's just give it a chance here. What's happening with my volume? Oh, never mind. Hang on. Pause again. Brian's retarded. What's playing in the background? Oh, that is. Please X out of that. Possessed computer. Please, Lord, can we X out of that? I just want to play this video. That's all I was trying to do. Can we play it now? With the sound? What is going on across the hill over there? That is... Alright. What is going on across the hill over there? That is... There's no roads over there. It's terrible quality video, but it is what it is. What is that? On the hill. Do you see this? Down below this light, down below over here on the left, is the top house on this mountain. There's nothing up on that mountain above that. Oh, there is now. Alright, that was about all there was. Okay, so it's not a very good capture, but it is what it is. I tried to do the best with, just spur of the moment, okay? Now, I'm used to having UFO activity follow me everywhere I go, alright? A lot of you guys understand that. I've showed you that, showed you faces in the clouds, all this kind of paranormal activity that follows me everywhere I go, okay? They're watching, studying me, and following me everywhere I go. Then this activity on the hill made me wonder what's going on. This is April 12th, the night of April 12th. See, UFO activity April 12th, just before the manifestation event. Now I'm going to back out of this and go back over to the community page. All right, and we'll see how long I leave these up, but okay. So this is the stellar core, the black object, right? The invisible object that is hard to see. And by tilting the screen and doing the tinting effect that I do in my streams, it helps paint the picture better, right? So I saw something moving around outside my window, okay, and I'm used to seeing other entities, and I was expecting maybe little gray guys, right? Because of the lights across the way. So I took a picture out my slider, okay? And you couldn't see it. It wasn't until I took it to the computer, posted it, or put the picture up on the computer, and then did the tilting effect until I could see the entity. And here is the entity that was outside my window. Okay? If you can't see it yet, it's the devil. Okay? It has razor sharp, needle like teeth. Here, a pointed nose. Here's its eye sockets right here with these white opaque eyes, like bone type forehead. It almost looks like it was fleshless, like it didn't have flesh, like this face was bone, dare I say, okay, with bone protrusions with horns sticking out. All right, you see the horn right here? This is the ridge line of the curvature of the horn. The back side of the horn is actually right here, and there's a little bit of light that's reflecting off of it. And I saw this and I saw this glowing outside my window. And I thought, oh, how odd, something is, manifesting there. So I took a picture of this blue area and this red patch, and then went to go see what that was. And this is what was outside my window. And it was watching me. It was peeking through my window, watching me. And I posted this, did a report last night, and then wrapped up the report and went back outside to set up to capture this entity again, because I want to get a better shot of it. And I posted up my spotlight. Where did that go? I posted up a small spotlight in a little hidden area to try to surprise it and capture it. Where did it go? Oh, community. Okay, there we go. And okay, so this is the first picture I got, and then I saw the face and the entity. This, you have to click on this image to get the rest of the face. See how it hasn't filled in the whole screen. So, but we just looked at that. Then it started to manifest, and I saw the back of the creature starting to manifest, and I hit it with the spotlight, and it turned, looked at the spotlight, and growled at the spotlight. And we got this image. This is the disturbing image. Oh boy. Probably right about there is best. Okay? Now, I recognize this entity. I know this entity. Okay? And I went outside to confront him, because I know who he is. And I'm not afraid of him. In fact, he's afraid of me. Okay? And when I went out to confront him, because I got some words for him, and he doesn't want to have to hear them right now. So he screamed and ran away. Okay? I know he's watching through my window right now. I went out there to try to make sure. Yeah, I left the window open. He should be around, because I want him to see. I'm showing his stuff right now. Anyway, so this is like halfway manifested. Can you see? It's like this part of the face and the fur, but the back side of the head and The horns are starting to, you can't see it really, but yeah, I caught it right here with its face turned, and you can see its nose now and the teeth. You really caught a good shot of these carrot razor type sharp teeth. These, I'm telling you, demons and these entities have the craziest looking teeth and eyes and horns. It's meant to scare you, okay? And this is God really trying to send a message. And not to be a fearmonger, but there's good reason to be scared, okay? And if this is happening to me, I'm glad it's happening to me, okay? It's a blessing. I see it as a blessing. I know what's going on. I'm not afraid. It's everybody else that needs to be afraid, okay? And there's more I could go into, but it's so deep into metaphysics, you guys probably couldn't understand it. So, now, when I did this, it scared him off, and I had to go like try to bait it, and I'm using a couple of techniques I know from predators. Being a hunter, I know what predators like, so I put out some bait, and nope, where'd it go? Aha! All right. This one is very disturbing because this is it fully manifested, and I look. Let me. How do I put this? When this entity is around, the pressure. There's like this dark pressure that pushes you to the ground. Okay, it's like I want to call it downforce. For lack of a better term, I'm a NASCAR kind of guy. But this downforce that it shoves you to the ground, okay? You cannot stand upright in the presence of this entity, except I can, because I'm not afraid of it. Anyways, you can see the pupil right here, the whites of the eye and the pupil right here. And I set my camera up with ready to take the shot. And as quick as I could, with camera placed, focused, ready in hand, I pulled the curtain back real quick, took the shot, and closed it. And this is the shot. And it was fully manifested. This glow right here is on the back side of the horn. See, you can see this is the dividing line right here. And I still have Christmas lights up. I'm an Easter light kind of guy. And the light from them is reflecting on the back side of this horn, painting it kind of red. And this image is a lot better when you come over here to the site and look at it, all right? And I'm not going to show this too much longer because I don't like to give this guy attention. He's, how do I put this? No, I'm not going to put it. Anyways, okay, there it is. And it's deeply disturbing. Oh, it's not really capturing it on my screen. Well, I'll guess... You know what, let's try a little brightness real quick here. See if that's blinding it. Alright, and, like, I don't glorify this guy at all, alright? Now, that's about the best we can get. Anyways, so, there's a new message coming right now, and this isn't for my audience, okay? So all you guys take a deep breath and a sigh of relief. This is a message going out to the 3-letter agencies and to the agent that should be listening and paying very close attention right about now, okay? Your boss, I know who you guys worship, and I know why you worship. You're so scared of him. Your boss is no longer in charge. There is a new boss in town. Go ask this entity. You know him well. Go ask him. Ask him who the boss really is. He'll probably lie to you. But I'll tell you what, there's a new boss in town, and this guy runs and screams and runs from him. You mark my words. There's a new fucking boss in town. Okay? You go ask this entity, you guys. In fact, that's what I want to get to right now. Where are we here? I'm going to take you over to a site called Huff Paranormal, okay? This guy, he does a really good job at what he does. And I, I kind of don't send people here because you shouldn't be dabbling in this area. But what he does is he uses his techniques and technology to listen to the other side. He talks to the dead via these radios, okay? Spirit boxes, okay? And I'm talking to you agencies. You guys and your spirit boxes, okay? The I'm talking to you guys. All right? You guys go to your spirit boxes, and I dare any agency or the agent to go open up a spirit box and ask the spiritual realm, who is Brian Knight? I dare you to ask that question to the spiritual realm, because you will not like the answer that you get. I dare you. You want answers? Go ask. You go get your spirit box and you go ask the spiritual realm, who is Brian Knight? And you will find out a very ugly truth that you do not want to know. Now, back to my viewers. Okay, guys, you ready to hear a cool one? So I was led to this guy paranormally through my otherworldly contacts. So I looked up this gentleman's name and found out he does work with the spirit realm and makes his own spirit boxes. And I've watched his progress over the years. He has been doing this for 9 years now. Okay, so he is a seasoned veteran. And the only one I'm going to play for you is this one right here, because this was the one I was led to. And it has a beautiful little session in it, and you guys can dabble in this if you choose to. I suggest you pray and you understand what you are doing, what doors you are opening when you dabble in this field. An extreme warning when you dabble in this field. This gentleman has had to learn the hard way. Okay, and he has changed over the years. So we are going to play just a quick little segment of this, and I want you to listen closely to my voice right now over the microphone and the voice that comes out of this spirit box. And I want you to listen closely. It sounds, the audio's not the best, so I might play it a couple of times if I can just get it working in the first place. Take the sound off and action. What is your name?
Jesus Christ.
We love God.
Name.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. What is your name?
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Imagine the shock when I heard my own voice coming out of this man's spirit box saying this. Okay? I am not the type of person that goes around saying that phrase. Okay? I am more the type to just do it. Okay? I don't pretend. I just do it. So, you come over here, enjoy this a little bit. You can invest in these boxes. They get expensive. You can talk to the spiritual realm and your deceased loved ones. They are all around you, and you can summon them and talk to them. You can even go to this man, and he will make an appointment for you and do his stream for you. Okay, if you want it that bad. But I suggest you don't go into that realm unless you know what the fuck you're doing. Okay, and it's best to have Jesus Christ on your side. Okay. Anyways, you boys at the agencies, you better crack open your boxes. I don't want my viewers doing it. I want the guys at the agencies to crack open their boxes tonight and ask the question, who is Brian Knight? And the whole spiritual realm will give you one clear answer that you will not like. You folks will like it, but they won't. It puts hope in some hearts and strikes fear in others. Now that we have shown you that, we are going to end tonight's stream with this, Lord, thank you, please, with this image. I cannot stress enough to you guys the importance of this event and the images that I captured here. This is Easter. This event happened on Easter. A real miracle that was promised in the Bible actually came true. If most of you have seen this 100 times by now, and I hope you watch it again because I'm going to play it one more time. It's that important. The pain and agony I went through to get these 1,000-some-odd pictures over the course of an hour, holding a camera at a 50 to 60 degree angle over my head with a shattered shoulder, my heart racing till I was on my knees, and I still held the camera up. I couldn't stand anymore. I hit my knees and I still held the camera up. I was, on my belly, still trying to hold the camera up until the very last moment when I could not snap any more frames. Okay? And this event almost killed me. And it was worth it. I'm willing to die to bring you guys this vital information. This is the most vital information in the last 2023 years. Easter, when I captured what appears to be Jesus in the clouds here. So I need you to tilt your head to the right about 45 degrees, and here's an eye, his other eye, his nose, his mouth, his chin and beard, his hair flowing back like this, and you can make out a crown up here above his head. That crown is hovering over his head. There seems to be almost a little halo around his head too. And once you see that image, then we can zoom in just a little bit tighter. There you go. Okay, and this event happened over a course of about an hour, and I got a lot of pictures of it. See, if we go up above here, you can see all these pictures up from way over here going across, or all of this event, and I'm going to show you more of what happened here. Okay, here I've taken about 7 or 8 of those pictures and put them together in a flip book, and you can see the different images and that this event, is taking place here. New boss in town. Because there's more that happens here. New boss in town. Okay, so starting here, we're going to go forward a little bit here through a lot of these images, all the way to right about here. Where you can see that this face has changed now. Now we're seeing a more round, like lion type face with the nose right here. Here's an eye coming out here, an eye going that way. Here's its mouth slit, the chin going down here. So this round face right here with a crown still above it. Is it looking good on the camera? Oops. Now I'm going to go through and show you the flip where it changes from Jesus to this lion face. Okay, now we're here at this image right here. This is a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those pictures, and it's the transition between Jesus' face and the lion face. Now this happened in the clouds, and it was so big and in your face you couldn't see it. It wasn't until I took these images and zoomed out and compressed them. You didn't zoom in. They're too big in your face. You have to zoom out to see these. And these images that you're looking at have all been compressed, each frame, and then put into a flip book. And you can clearly see Jesus' face here with his crown hovering over his head, turning into that weird little lion face or whatever right there. Okay? And this happened back around Easter of 2020. On Easter of 2020. Just like this other event, oops, never mind, I don't have it pulled up. Like the big black hole event happened on Easter, okay? When stuff happens on Easter, you guys better take note, because this ain't a joke, all right? This is as serious as a heart attack, and Can't stress enough to you guys how important this event right here was, and I was so honored to practically die to bring this to you, okay? Now, I'm bringing this to you to bring hope, all right? It's time that you guys understand he is here, okay? It's time that you guys understand that he is here as well, okay? And these two are duking it out, okay? I'm not afraid of this clown. He's the one who's afraid of me. And for good reason. Okay? Because there's a new boss in town. Okay? And I'm done playing games. I love you all. God bless you all. And until my next video, I might even do something later tonight if I can get some better pictures. But I don't see him hanging around right now. That's too bad, because I wanted him to learn some lessons. Anyways, hopefully you three-letter agencies are learning some lessons too. And you better start learning some RESPECT, because you're going to find out what it means to me. That's it for tonight. Love you all. God bless you all. And I will see you soon, because I'm back.